What's up, sport fans? This is Big Ken. Welcome from the Grid to the Rim Sports Talk Show, joined by my co-host and best friend, Monty Brown.
Hello, hello, what's up?
What's up, sports fans? Wow. Week 1 college football did not disappoint. Already some big upsets, a big top 10 matchup on Sunday night. And wow, man, these games did not disappoint. Monty, let's start with Colorado and TCU. Colorado
Hey,
upsetting TCU. My goodness.
hey, before we start, can I ask a favor that I'm not allowed to pick any more college games?
I said the game would be close. I said TCU would win, but I said the game could be close. So
No, I mean, I'm talking about me, man. I've been terrible last 2 weeks. Man.
And I thought Colorado. Like I said, I thought Colorado would hang in there. Like I thought, what I originally thought before the game started was if the longer Colorado hangs in there, they'll be an underdog. Of course, there's always a chance for upset alert, and they just kept on doing that. It was a shootout, but what really surprised me, I knew he was good, and I had his position wrong, was Deion Sanders' son. I thought he was playing defensive back, like he's playing quarterback.
Yes.
He went off over 500 yards, and oh my goodness, and I don't know how many touchdown passes he had, but I know he threw for 510 yards. That guy just killed it, man.
Yeah.
And he did amazing. And I know that one of their freshman running backs did really well. They have a two-way player, number 12. Yes. He might be up for the Heisman. He was playing defensive back and playing receiver. He had a huge game. Like, wow, they got some athletes over there in Colorado.
Yeah. I don't know which one he was better at. He played both of them excellent. So,
yeah.
Man.
I had his name. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot it. But that number 12, I'll find out. So, but look out for him because that kid was good. That young man was balling. TCU did good on offensive end. I mean, they made it competitive. They kept on scoring back and forth. It was exciting, but TCU just had no defense. But the Big 12 is kind of like that. We already know that. So, I guess, do you think TCU was overrated, Monty?
Well, the reason why I picked TCU is because they did have 11 returning starters.
Yes.
7 of those were on defense.
Yes.
So I expected them to win this game. I picked them to blow out Colorado. I mean, Colorado won 1 game last year, and they're projected to win 2 games this year. Well, that's out the window. I mean, after watching them play, I mean, they're not going to go undefeated, but they're going to at least 500.
Yeah,
at least 500.
I think they'll be 500.
No, I don't believe TCU is overrated. They have all these returning starters coming back. They did lose a couple to the NFL, but they're still a good team. I believe they're still ranked. I thought they should have won that game, but man, Colorado went out there not afraid of them.
Absolutely not. Not afraid of them. One thing I noticed for TCU that I was wrong in our first show last week was I thought Max Duggan, their Heisman candidate, was coming back. He went to NFL. The other quarterback did play well, but that might have made a big difference too because Max Duggan had a lot of experience up for the Heisman Trophy last year for a reason. He won a lot of ball games. He was a big reason why they won a lot of ball games last year.
Right.
They won a lot of close games last year. They squeaked out a lot of close games, but they found a way to win last year. But the other guy didn't do bad. I mean, he didn't throw for no 500 yards, but he wasn't bad. I think he'll be okay. He still threw for like almost 250 plus yards or something himself and ran for a touchdown. But he did throw a couple picks. But he didn't play bad though for his first game. So I do think, TCU will be okay. So yeah, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, it's all about Deion. Like I mentioned last week, they'll run through a wall for that man. Man, just hearing him speak after that game, man, I want to run through the wall for him. Sheesh, man. Anybody would want to play for a man like that, and he's going to motivate them. He's going to turn that team around. And as you can see, as we all saw the other day, they're on their way. They're coming, like you said.
Yeah, he's very motivational and charismatic, man. He knows how to get to the attention of the players, and he also talks about things off the field too. That's why I really got a lot of respect for Deion Sanders, too, which kind of surprised me in a good way. Was
right.
course, we know what kind of football player he was, man. I mean, the dude was amazing in the NFL and
He
college.
coaches the way he played.
But, you know, I like what he says about how he's worried about his players off the field, too. I've read a lot of his comments about how he wants them to be good fathers, be good sons, be good young men in the community. So I think he's doing really good things besides football. That's what really stood out to me was like he's really a good, he's a good figure for them. Like besides them having their own moms and dads, like he's another very good role model for these players. So I think that's awesome. Let's get into another game. LSU. We talk about the other upset, let's talk about LSU and Florida State. First half was good. LSU was up 17-14. They did go for it on fourth down a couple times. I thought the first time they did it made sense. But when they did the second time, I think that hurt them. I mean, obviously they're still winning the game, but I mean, it was good to be aggressive, but I think they're overly aggressive. They probably could have kicked a field goal, but I like the aggressiveness, but at some point you can't just be like, do it too much. In the second half, they just fell apart and well, it was still 24-17 at halftime. It was a 17-14 halftime lead. Florida State outscored them 10-0 in the second quarter, so it ended up being 24-17. So still a one-score game. It's still everyone's ball game. But then the fourth quarter just got worse. I mean, Florida State unraveled another 21 points. They had a 31-point explosion, and LSU didn't even score until like last minute of the game, and it didn't matter. So. Yeah, and I mean, but LSU's quarterback did do well. It wasn't him. Daniels played well, but I was really impressed with Jordan Travis. I think he will give old boy a run for the money for the Heisman Trophy. I do believe that. He threw for 340 plus yards. He looked good, and he's very mature. Very mature. Yes. I like Travis a lot. What do you think, Monty?
I was disappointed in how LSU played that game. I thought they'd win that game. I think you did pick Florida State.
I did.
But yeah, I picked LSU. What in the world happened to their defense? Man, Swiss cheese. I don't know what that was about.
First half, they were looking pretty strong, especially on the run. They were shutting down the run, but I don't know what happened in the second half.
Yeah, so you and I both know how tough that SEC is, and if they play the rest of the season like that, they're in trouble. I don't see that coming. I mean, they'll bounce back. They'll be at the top like they always are. But boy, I was disappointed in how they played. I know their coach was upset. I know he called out the team.
Oh yeah,
playing on national TV like that. I mean, man, yes, they were at Florida State. That's a tough place to win to begin with. But that second half was just trash. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, well, the first drive when they got the ball after Florida State, I believe, scored. I mean, they were driving the ball themselves. They got like the midfield, like within like 3 or 4 plays, it looked like they were going to go down on a scoring drive themselves. But then they got stuffed. I can't remember. Oh, the receiver missed a wide open pass over the middle. Like he should have caught it for first down. He dropped it, and then they punted. And that obviously it's not all on him. It's just one play, but that did change. That did change things because at the end of the drive. And it was too far of a distance to go for it, and they're like right at midfield, and they ended up punting it, and then Florida State just couldn't be stopped on offense after that. That did it right there, man. If he would have caught that ball, it might have been different, but
he
dropped it. Right. So, but you can't blame the receiver because how many times, like you said, he dropped it, but the defense gave up 31 unanswered points, man. Like you said, that's just ridiculous. Especially in one half. That's a lot for a game, let alone in one freaking half. That's just crazy, man. So
yeah, that's uncharacteristic of any LSU team, any SEC team for that matter.
That's like Big 12 stuff right there.
Right.
Right. That ain't no SEC defense, man. Yeah, right. That's Big 12 and Pac-12. Maybe their defenses aren't very good for the most part, but yeah, that's not SEC football. Or Big 10, like is my conference. They don't give up no 31 points second half.
No.
But let's go into the other big upset. Duke and Clemson. What do you got on that, Monty? Because I didn't really watch much of the game, but I saw the score.
Well, I knew Duke would keep it close. Their teams have gotten better. They've improved. But, man, they put it on them. They put it on them bad from start to finish. I caught most of that game. I can't tell you one player on that Duke team. And I have no idea. Those of you watching, please help us out with that. But they beat a very good Clemson team, a team that's usually contending for the national championship. I know we talked about last week that they've been on the downslide the past couple of years, but not losing a game like this the first week where they should win the game. I mean, I knew Duke would keep it close, but not win it. It was fun to watch just to see a smaller team upset them, but man, I didn't expect that.
I know Duke's running back was running all over the place. I saw highlights. I couldn't catch the game. I was keeping up the score on my phone because they had it out on ESPN, and I hope so it didn't come on my TV here. But I saw it was 7-6 at halftime. Like it was close, just like you predicted. Like Monty's got something going here, but then in the second half, yeah, Clemson just didn't do anything. I mean, right. Yeah, Duke, like my dad just said. My dad texted me after the game. He's like, I guess Duke isn't just a basketball school anymore. So, wow, yeah.
No, they've been improving the past 10 years. I know
they
played the Sun Bowl in 2014, as a matter of fact. So yeah, they've been going to bowl games. They went to the Military Bowl last year and lost to UCF pretty bad, but still they went to a bowl.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
They got something going as far as basketball there.
Yeah, they are getting better, absolutely. I know not maybe 3-4 years ago, they went to the Sun Bowl in El Paso and played somebody.
Yeah, they played Arizona State, barely lost that game.
Yeah, that was a good game. I was watching that, just reminiscing about our days back in El Paso. It came on TV. It was like, oh, here we go, Sun Bowl, my old stomping grounds. So, yeah, the Duke is getting better in football. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I do got to bring up one more game before we get into week 2. Had my notes, didn't mention it in our pregame, Monty, but University of Washington, Boise State. Penix is another Heisman Trophy guy. That kid went off. It was close in the first half, but yeah, Boise State got blown out in the second half. The final score is 56-19. Penix threw for 4 touchdowns in the second quarter, then threw for another touchdown in the second half. He had 5 touchdowns, over 450 passing yards. Penix and Jordan Travis,
yes,
going to give the USC quarterback a run for his money, I think.
Yeah, he's not going to run away with it like I thought he would. I think I texted you watching that game. First time I've seen Penix play, I was like, whoa, he just from the eye test, he can play. And against anybody. I mean, I know it was Boise State. Boise State's usually good, but I'll put him up against anybody, and he'll throw those yards against any team. That's he'll give him a run, like you mentioned.
Yeah, when he's healthy, he's good. He started off at University of Indiana. He had some injury-prone seasons. That's what led him to UW. But he was healthy all year last year. UW obviously had a really good year. Beat, Texas Longhorns, I think, in the Alamo Bowl, one of the big bowl games in Texas. That was a very good game. I think the score is 27-20. It was a very close and highly contested game. That was one of their better bowl games. And and hopefully he stays healthy again this year. When he's healthy, he's right, man. He's good when he's healthy, man. Real good.
Yeah, another player I'll be watching, that's for sure.
Yeah, I like him.
Come on.
I like him, but like I said, I really like Jordan Travis from Florida State. He impressed me after that interview, after the game. Us how mature he is, being 23 years old. I really got my eyes on Jordan Travis, man. I really do. Let's get into week 2. The big matchup, 2 top 10 teams. Of course, Alabama, who's always in the top 10, and then Texas Longhorns. I can't remember where they're playing at. I think last year they played in Texas. Are they playing in Texas again this year?
Oh, I'm not sure either. I can double check that quick. But
yeah, I should have checked that part of the show. But I know that's a big matchup. Texas.
It's in Tuscaloosa. Is that Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, they switched. I figured that. I had a feeling because last year was in Texas. What happened last year in Texas is the starting quarterback for Texas got hurt, and that second string guy off an amazing victory. Like he was playing his butt off. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
But like typical Alabama, they always do something in the fourth quarter. They've done the Georgia multiple times before Georgia finally got over the hump. A couple of years in a row. And of course, obviously winning the national championship. But I remember Georgia having like 2-score leads and Alabama going in the fourth quarter. And they always find a way to lose, and it's kind of the same way with Texas last year. They had some leads, but Alabama just knows how to get it done in the fourth quarter. But I don't think Texas will win, but I want them to win because everyone knows I can't stand Alabama. But I hope Texas pulls off. If Texas pulls off an upset in Tuscaloosa, I'm gonna be loving life. I don't think they will, but I will be loving every second of that. Sorry, Brad.
Well, as far as my college picks have been, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. maybe I'll jinx Alabama and they'll lose this game because I'm
Yeah.
picking them to win. But yeah, Alabama's just way too tough at home. We're going to see this matchup often anyway because Texas is going to the SEC next year for sure. So we'll see this more often. But yeah, I have Alabama winning this game. I'm hoping it's a close game, a late game. Everybody will be watching. So
I expected it to be a blowout last year, and it wasn't. So
yeah,
hope it lives up to the hype again. I hope it's not a blowout. I hope it's another really close game like last year. It's another nail biter.
yeah.
But we also know that the whole Alabama coaching tree. Steve Sarkisian is one of
Mm-hmm.
Nick Saban's coaches. So yeah. So I mean, of course, the assistants don't do well against Nick Saban, but hopefully, old Steve Sarkisian can break that. But I don't think he will. I hope he can.
Yeah. I'll be watching, going for Texas. We'll see what happens.
We're going for Texas too, man. Let's get into some NFL talk.
All right, finally, yes, sir.
How about our Dallas Cowboys? Let's talk about Trey Lance. What do you think about that, Monty? That surprised the heck out of me. I ain't gonna lie. I did not see that one coming.
I didn't expect that coming either. I was on the plane on my way to Cleveland, and as soon as I landed, my phone just blew up. I'm like, he went where? I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow, all this stuff happens when I'm on the loop, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I haven't seen much of him because he's been injured. Just didn't work out in San Francisco, not because he wasn't any good. It's because they like Brock Purdy better.
Exactly.
That offense that they're running doesn't fit Trey Lance. That's all it is. So sample size is too small. I think Dak will take him under his wing, and we'll see what happens. If something should happen, Dak or Cooper Rush, it'll be interesting to see. I hope not, but I like the move.
I like it too, and I agree with everything you said. His rookie year, it is small sample sizes, but he came in at certain times during his rookie year in certain plays, and he played well. I mean, he threw for a couple touchdown passes, ran for a couple. Yeah. Unfortunately, last year, he gets hurt in the first quarter in game 2, and in game 1 against Chicago Bears, he didn't play well. But that was a weird game. I didn't judge him too much off of one game in game 1, and it was rain, cats and dogs. And I remember Justin Fields did that famous little body slide on his stomach because it was so wet out there. He slid after the game was over. He did that body slide for 20 feet on his chest. I mean, it's all over the news. I mean, that's how wet it was out there. Not making excuses for him, but that wasn't an easy game to play in week 1. Neither offense was doing anything that game. It was a very defensive battle, So, and unfortunately in game 2, yeah, he gets hurt right away. And then, then Garoppolo comes back. Garoppolo was ready to play. Then he gets hurt 3 weeks later. And of course, Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, does this thing against San Francisco to the NFC Conference Championship game. That was insane, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you gotta leave him in there. You can't take him out after to get you that far. I don't blame him.
Yeah, you can't blame him. But like I said, I have nothing against Trey Lance or Brock Purdy. I mean, they're both good young backs. But Brock Purdy, made people believe hey, man, you've got to wait. If you get your chance, he kind of pulled the Tom Brady, except Super Bowl, but he came darn close. Waiting as a rookie, and he got in there and went a long ways, man. So that's interesting.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him this year. He'll have a full season plan on San Francisco.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll see.
And San Francisco's defense is going to be nasty again, like the Cowboys. Oh, yeah. So they're probably going to have another really good team. Let's get into the Thursday night game tomorrow night. Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. Kelsey is hurt for a week or 2. I heard
it's not looking good. I mean, I know he's not listed as out yet, but it's not looking good with that hyperextended knee. They might find a way to get him in there. I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see.
I don't think they should play him. If they play him, they're crazy.
Yeah, it's a long season.
Yeah, long season. Nothing against Detroit because Detroit is obviously up and coming, and they're expected to have a good year because they finished the season really strong last year in the second half. Knocked out the Green Bay Packers out of the playoffs and won Green Bay, you know. So, hey, we're going to be spoilers, and they did it, man. But my question is no disrespect to Detroit, but he should not play in game one.
No.
Maybe not even in game two, but definitely not game one. Like I said, it's a long 17-game season, man. And my question for Detroit is, will they live up to expectations? Because before, in most years, they have had no expectations.
Mhm.
So will they live up to expectations when a lot is expected of them this year, or are they going to bust? What do you think on that?
We've seen this before where they would have that one good season and you won't hear from them again for another 5 or 6 seasons in a row.
Yep.
I watched that team a little bit last year, what little I could see from them, because Detroit's not on television much, and they look pretty legit to me. I'm not talking about Super Bowl contenders, but someone who can challenge for the NFC Central Division lead title. They should be pretty good. This is a game that they can give Kansas City some trouble. Like we talked about, Kelsey may not play. And Kansas City doesn't have Chris Jones. He's still sitting out.
That's right.
Contract issues, money issues. So
yeah, very good point.
Yeah. So they're not. I don't expect them to win the game, but they can give KC some trouble. It's one game for either team. One loss isn't going to kill them, but
yeah,
I think they'll compete. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is gone. He's in New York now. We don't know how Jordan Love's going to be. Chicago, they're up and coming. They had a bad season last year. They should get better. So
I think they'll be better.
Yeah, that division is going to be interesting to watch. And Detroit is there for the taking. I wouldn't be surprised if they win that division.
It is there for the taking because, yeah, Aaron Rodgers doesn't own the division anymore. Like that was always a big comment how he owns that division. So yeah, he's gone. And Detroit does have that rookie running back, from Alabama, Jahmyr Gibbs. See how he does. Yeah. I think they also got the tight end Laporta, the Iowa tight end, rookie tight end Laporta. They also got St. Brown, a good receiver. So I wonder if they got other good receivers to help out St. Brown. We know St. Brown is pretty good. So
when was the last time we've seen Detroit throw to their tight end?
Huh?
When was the last time we've seen Detroit throw to their tight end?
Yeah.
They rarely did. So now they got Laporta. And
they got a guy. Well, they had that other guy last year that went somewhere else that was having a really good year. I can't remember what his name was. Hawkinson, I believe. Yeah, he went somewhere
Minnesota,
else.
Yeah.
Started throwing to him last year because he was good. He was lighting it up. But Laporta is good. He comes from tight end university, like we said, Iowa. And he's gonna be. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
But I think everyone's got KC in this game. But I do think, I think Detroit will hang in there, and Detroit could, like I said, contend for the division title. We'll see, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cowboys and Giants. Cowboys at Giants. What do you think about that, Monty?
Our Dallas Cowboys playing against the Giants. That's usually an opening game every year. A good, tough division matchup. Looking forward to it. My concern about Dallas is maybe something might sound weird. A little worried about the running game. Let's see how Pollard can do coming off of this injury and getting most of the carries. The rest of that offense should be excellent. Man, they got Brandon Cooks. You got CeeDee Lamb. Dalton Schultz is gone, but they had 3 guys behind him last year they all were good. So I'm not worried about the tight end position. I'm a little concerned about the running game.
I am. Good point.
We'll see how that works. I know McCarthy's going to call the plays now, and he wants to run the ball more.
Yeah.
So between the 3 running backs with Pollard, I forgot the other guy's name, and I know they're going to stick in Deuce Vaughn, that rookie, as a new weapon. I like how he plays.
Yeah.
But
he's a beast.
It's got to be a fun matchup. In New York, I mean, with these 2 teams, home field doesn't make a difference. I've seen both teams win on each other's field often. It happens all the time. But no, I got to go with Dallas. I can't pick against my boys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Obviously, we're both wearing Cowboys jerseys. Yeah, I piggyback everything you're saying. We got to scroll through some of these games fairly quickly, but I hope Dallas's defense plays well. But I am worried about Dallas's running game. But Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, we'll see how they do. Okay. We'll see if New York Giants offense got better because their offense was just kind of average last year, but their defense was really good. It'll be a very close contested game. The next game is the Rams at the Seahawks. The Seahawks had really good. They had a really good draft this year. They got that UCLA Chardonnay. They got the receiver from Ohio State, Najigba. Bobby Wagner came back from middle linebacker position. They should be good. I think they're going to get the Rams. I think the Seahawks have the Rams on that one. What do you think?
Yeah, I got Seattle to win that game as well. The Rams just fell off after that Super Bowl. That was weird.
They fell off the map.
Playoffs last year.
What's his name? I think what's his name's coming back. The starting quarterback, because last year he got hurt.
Yes.
So if they get better when he comes back, of course they got Cooper Kupp. So we'll see, man.
Yes.
Make it interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, I got Seattle win.
It is the NFL.
Yeah.
Raiders and Broncos. Real quick, do you think Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson is going to do better than last year? Or do you think he's going to be the same with his new coach?
Nah, he got Sean Payton there. If he doesn't do better with a guy like Sean Payton there, who's a quarterback genius, then the problem's him. Yeah, I expect him to do well with Payton as the coach there. I expect the Broncos to be pretty decent challenge for the AFC West. Yeah. So, no, I think he'll do better. This is what he needed.
I think he'll be better, but I don't think he's ever going to be back in his prime. But I think he will be better. Talking with my brother-in-law Chris, he mentioned some things. He should be better, but I think a lot of people don't like Russell Wilson in Denver because they think he's too much of a butt kisser because they think he's kind of phony and fake. It worked out well for him in Seattle, but I think it kind of even started getting old here in Seattle too, where don't get me wrong, I think he's a great guy. We need good guys in the NFL, so I'm not knocking Russell Wilson at all because we need good guys in the NFL across the league, but in sports in general. But I do see what they're saying. He's kind of like teacher's pet a little bit too much. He does. Obviously, you don't want to say the wrong things, but he is kind of sugarcoating a little too much. He is. I do think I see what they see, and he is like butt kissing a little bit. He doesn't look genuine. So I heard that's a problem with him. So I don't know if that's true or not. That's just rumorville, but that's interesting.
That could hurt the chemistry of a team.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need that from your quarterback.
Let's get into Monday night before we close. Bills and Jets. Aaron Rodgers with the Jets against the Bills. What do you think about that?
Oh, that's going to be fun to watch, but man. Good change of scenery for Aaron Rodgers, but I got Buffalo.
I got the Jets.
Okay.
Me and Chris, my brother-in-law, talk about this. He makes some good points. He's a Bills fan. He wants the Bills to win, but he thinks the Bills are going to lose, and I kind of agree with him because he laid it out there to me. He kind of got me convinced when I talked to him yesterday or the day before this weekend. But yeah, he thinks the Bills are good, but he thinks the Bills could be in some trouble because a lot of other teams in that division got a lot better. Miami, Jets, Patriots still aren't a slouch. So he thinks the Bills could lose this game. So I'm going with the Jets.
All right.
But we're under a minute, so we'll close. But leave your comments, people. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Yes. Appreciate the support, man. And go Cowboys.
Yes, go Cowboys. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Like and subscribe.
All right. Take care. Have a good night. Have fun watching football this year. We'll be back next week.